Hello, welcome back to Task Team M. We are getting our shit together, but before we get started, I just want to say thank you, Insomnia, for subscribing. Also, I love your new emotes. They're so cute.
Yes.
There's one right there, and I love it so much. So we were all talking about it before we got going here. So thank you for being here, and thank you for the sub. But we're just going to kind of get into our introductions, and then we'll get into our recap and announcements and all that such. So I am Foozca, or Foozca, the DM of this lovely side adventure that we are coming close to the end, which should be next week. If for some reason we don't end, then the week after. But we're hoping for next week. But thank you so much for being here. I'm going to pass it off to, I don't think I've ever passed it off to you. So Kit, please introduce yourself.
Do I have to?
You do.
That's part of it, yeah.
Okay. All right. Call me Kit. I am, once again, the guy without the camera. I play Bird, the very, very human and very, very large barbarian. I'm going to try and speak more this time around. I didn't do much last session. Don't know what else to say. Vogel, please.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Vogel, Vogely or Vogel Staddle. I play the changeling paladin Helkatla, who hugs everything and doesn't mind being tossed and other things. I'm going to pass it off to Nanners.
Oh, I'm Nanners. I play Merp, the somewhat new and also somewhat abused kobold. He might be a little cranky right now, but he's doing all right. I hang out with Foos most of the time here. Trying to think if there's anything else I do that's special. Probably not. No, that's pretty much it.
Being tossed around.
Also being
Bodily.
tossed around. Yes, that's true. I am kind of the group conch that just kind of gets passed around. It's great. Anyway, I'm going to pass it off to Mean Joe, the big and blurry.
You beat me to it. I was going to say they call me big and blurry because inside jokes, very recently formed, play well. People who weren't there for their inception. Yeah, well, I'm Joe, and as of now, they call me big and blurry, I guess. Half of that's true. Well, no, I guess all of it's true if I'm not wearing glasses, but really everyone else is blurry then.
I'll be damned.
Anywho.
This is team glasses anyway. My sister's just faking it with contacts. So
Yeah, I literally took them off earlier today because I was like, I'm tired of these shits. So I'm in contacts.
I can't. Why would? But no.
You can't touch your eye either? Yeah. Anyway,
Well, I could learn. I just don't want to. And then after I got glasses at 14, and now I'm like, well, I could, I don't know, LASIK or contacts. But if I take glasses off, I'm like, that's not my face. My face has glasses on it.
This is my identity.
It'd be
now.
like if I shaved. It's untenable. You don't do that. This is what you look like. I've gone on for a long time and said nothing about who I am and what I'm playing. My name is Joe. You can also find me on Dispel Logic on Twitch on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern because I refuse to do the math backwards for other times. They also play on Friday on Dispel Logic. I'm not there, but it's also excellent. And then Foos does lots of wonderful things on lots of wonderful days. I think Fridays and Saturdays. So come back for those. But you know, I'm here. I like D&D. I play Noel. He's a miniature ranger, but also a professory brain type, and he's you know here for it, whatever it is. And then that leaves Anita, but Anita's the best of us, not the least of us. So last, but also first.
Yeah.
It is true. I am spectacular. Hey everybody, Anita here.
See, that's how you own it.
Let's go.
You can find me on Twitter and on TikTok at Anita the Lesbian. That is Anita the Lesbian. I use she, her pronouns. Tonight I will be playing Karen Mwagali, mom, monk, and
mom
catnapper, avid catnapper. Find me over at the Girls Run These Worlds channel, where I'm in the Foos seat. I'm GMing a little Invincible Sword Princess game. There's swords. There's strong female protagonists. There's magic. It's a fun time. So yeah, come through, see me there. Follow me everywhere except my house. And now I will pass it to
Hell yeah.
So like to the mall, or when you're getting a haircut, or
oh, that's
laundry day. I don't know.
None of
assuming
those.
you use
None of
laundry.
those.
Man, I've never had
Just
to.
follow me on the thing.
You've done the thing. You've taken my words and you've twisted them.
Well, I've been following you. I didn't know I was supposed to stop when you were home.
This is why this man is my enemy, not Karen's enemy, my enemy. Foos, take it away before I fight this man. Love you, Joe.
As you can see, lots of name calling, and that's how you know we're friends. So we are gonna hop back into this, and before I forget, because I feel like I have a lot of things up on my screen right now, so I'm going to kind of go backwards and do inspiration first. So Vogley and Kit, you two have inspiration tonight. This is the inspiration that expires at the end of the session, so try and
Wasn't
use
there
it.
a third person?
Yeah, there are 3 people.
And Joe, it's in such a it's such a dark color. I missed it. Correct. Joe also has inspiration. So there's the 3 inspirations that will never happen
very
again.
white.
by the
I
way.
don't know what you mean.
Here.
So don't. Joe
I
was
put
like
the
our
H in
diversity
white.
card for a second. Anyway, yes, you 3 have inspiration, and thank you for reminding me because it was. I made that color way too dark and I couldn't tell. So anyway, heading into our recap, what had happened last, the group had been following the rat leads into what seemed to have been magic sewers of some kind, after having been recruited and let known that in a certain block of the city, there seemed to have been disturbances. But having followed into the sewers, and kind of navigating through a trap or two, successfully, thankfully, you were once again approached by the rat that was on the rooftop, and engaged in combat once again. But you also found out that the spectral rats that were kind of running along the walls seemed to have messed with minds in some way, as when Bert was sort of crawling through it. Nothing seemed to happen immediately, but when the fight broke out with the rat, unfortunately, his mind was not his own, and he started attacking his teammates, in which case the team was kind of split between people handling Bert and people going after the rat. But well handled despite the chaos of what was going on. Some pretty terrible rolls, I think, all across the board. But thankfully, everything sort of worked out. Unfortunately, Bert was knocked out to have to kind of settle him down.
It's
and fucking Karen like beat this rat's ass again. so knocked him out, and after he was unconscious, you all watched as his body started to kind of revert to a human form. A little confused and surprised perhaps about it. You all sort of hold on, my cat is trying to dig, and he's trying to dig at my overlay. Okay, yeah, just that's good. You can settle there. So that you guys can see, the void is over there. But as he sort of came to, and as did Bert, they seem to have been able to have their faculties about them and speak to you normally. However, a little more investigation proves that there were sort of rat-like helmets on both of them, and pulling them off seemed to have removed any magical effect that any of these rats had over their minds. The human revealed himself to be Hinga, and kind of in a panic explained most of what he knew. Let you guys know that there's a larger rat down somewhere else in the sewers who smokes a pipe and seems kind of powerful, and there are other rats that are running around, and he's had strange dreams, and he's fairly certain that the Infinite, the Oasis, is in danger. He also mentioned that he does know how to get the team out of the sewers because of his memories running around as that humanoid rat. He knows certain secret passages and such, so you wouldn't have to leave the way you came in. But he's sort of still in a panic. But in removing both his helmet and Bert's, they both have their faculties about them, and we're coming back to the group after kind of figuring all that out and still being in the sewers, unfortunately. So I will drag you guys over, but nothing has changed. Also, as a reminder, I'm not showing the map right now, but just for my players at least, the fire walls, it's not fire. That's just an indicator to let you know what walls have rats on them. So don't be alarmed. They're not actively on fire. You guys find yourselves.
We just have to pretend they are, so that we don't touch them.
Sure, whatever.
Fire would probably be preferable.
Also, just going to point out that, as you said, the rat engaged us, and then at the end, we found out he was already married, which is just the story of my life.
Oh no!
See, because engaged means two things.
It does.
The dad joke. They begin.
It's a pun.
Oh,
I hang out with
God.
Flandy. My dad joke quota is already met.
Yep.
I seemed like a respectable individual. You said, why don't you come to our channel? And then I'm in the door. You can't kick me out now. I'm part of the story.
Suddenly he's only invited to the ones that Flandy DMs. Anyway, we are.
I suppose, yeah, I'm part of this story. There are other stories you don't have to invite me to. I spoke too soon.
But we're coming back to the team in this environment. So, what would you guys like to do?
Thank you, Flandy.
Merp is gonna check up on Bert, kind of tentatively.
Don't forget, he's still hogtied on the floor.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Okay.
He hogtied him.
This is no time to be putting up a tent, and with that, I'm going to try and rein it in.
Oh no.
You derailed those.
Yeah, he's gonna try to poke him a little bit, just kind of see where his temperament is at.
He kind of doesn't want to look at you right now. He's really upset about it.
You all right? You all right, buddy?
And again, if his arms could move right now, you have a feeling like he'd cover his face up.
I'm going to untie this man, by the way. We never got to it.
That's true. You did say you wanted to. Yeah.
I meant to, but then other stuff was happening.
Yeah. It's not a problem. Bert, you find yourself freed as Noel takes the moment to untie you.
Okay, at that point, yeah, he's gonna like just move his hands to his face and just look. Well, yeah. Okay, at this point, how would he be right now? He was just on the ground, so my thought is he'd be sitting on the ground, just covering his face, making that noise, like that.
Merp's gonna collect the rope and just kind of monitor you for a little bit, but eventually give you like a small lizard hand pat on the head.
Bert could not stop.
It's good. It's good to know how to tie things. Helps.
Mm.
It's good for traps too.
Things like that happen sometimes.
Mm.
Traps?
No, being controlled like that.
Sister will not be happy.
Sister?
Mm. Big sister, Josie.
Hmm.
Wait, hold on. Is your sister bigger than you?
Mm. Little big sister.
Okay.
You see him just moving his arms, like she's pretty small, as you can tell. Like just based on how he's moving his arms, he's like 5 feet tall or so.
Gotcha.
Mm.
You guys said you wanted to go?
I would like to go.
Have we napped?
AKA has
Maybe not in the sewer.
Oh, we're napping in the sewer. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
if
pretty
you
sure our plan
wanted
was
to
to
nap,
leave and long rest.
you have not had a long or short rest, excuse me, at the moment. I kind of picked up immediately after last session, which you guys were just still kind of like talking, so no time has passed since then. So no, And short answer is no. You have not rested at all yet. But Hinga will kind of keep speaking. I know this is not good to be around. And he kind of points towards the rats on the walls specifically. I'm pretty sure. Well, no, I know. It's also part of his monitoring, and
We know where
maybe
we are.
we shouldn't be here.
If you knew, you said you knew another path out of this place.
Yeah.
So perhaps we should get you out of the sewers, make sure you remain safe, check on your goodly wife, and then regroup and come back on the morrow. Not you, probably. I suppose you're welcome, but it's.
No, I'd rather not be here unless you need me.
Whatever we can learn from you that we haven't already will be helpful enough. Is Bert still sitting?
Yes, he would be. He's still feeling down in the dumps.
I'm gonna walk over and just kind of offer a hand to pull you up.
Bert, get up now.
Yes.
And he's gonna reach up and grab your shoulder and pull himself up that way.
Just gonna like clap you on your ridiculous bicep. Stand tall, Bert. The mental battles that everyone faces, though of course this was magically induced, are the most difficult, especially when you are used to solving problems with an axe. You held well, and we all walk away.
He kind of looks at the. He kind of looks over at Merp, and again, he looks really, really sad. Like, yeah, he's not happy about this at all. He can't really say nothing about it.
One more reason to come back and put an end to it. And then I'm not. I don't have a lot of empathy and comfort. I have a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm. I gave it my fair shot, and then I'm gonna just make sure Hinga's ready to go, and then let's bounce.
No, that was good. That was great. Thank you.
Karen has been sitting like in the corner, like leg in the air, like bathing herself, like licking her leg, like where she landed in the water. And I had thought that at the end of last session, we were taking a short rest, and we had taken the short rest, and taking away all of my key points again.
Oh no! If it helps, I'm pretty sure we're about to leave in long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we
I
deal with them, this is
still
gonna be
feel like this man's wife is a rat, and I pray. I know Karen is just like in the middle of licking her leg, sees everybody packing up and getting ready to move, and just like you've seen evil in a cat's eyes. I think everyone has like been like at a moment where you just see like, ooh, if I was a tiger right now, you would be so in trouble. That's the vibe. But she packs herself away, takes a deep breath, a deep cleansing breath, and will walk through water, it probably to whatever place this person is leading them to.
Actually, Helkatla is going to come up to you and say, "May I carry you again?"
There was only one set of footprints because that's when Helkatla carried you.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, she's gonna like stiffen for a moment, pause, like looking at you, and just in a flash, just jump on your back, piggyback style.
Okay.
It'll probably be easier like that way when she's like holding on, and you don't have to do all the work of her trying to short rest while carrying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like
In response to that, she will say, "Are you sure? I did not mind you as a scarf."
she is going to like nuzzle into like the back of your neck and purr. And that is the answer.
Okatla understands and just nods. And then with you on her back, she's going to go over to Pinga and say, "Lead us out, please."
Okay. Obviously, keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch the walls. But he is still very much a shaken man, but gets to his feet, kind of looks over everyone for a second, likely doing some kind of mental math before he starts leading you guys. At first, he kind of leads you back, pulls exactly in the direction that you guys came in, going through that gate that you guys opened up. But rather than the entrance that is filled with water in that magical drowning trap, he opts for the other one. And without a set of thieves' tools, you see him kind of start picking apart the lock and going through some of the traps. And as you guys are kind of walking through, not even this space, but even the ones beyond it, you see him kind of just, don't step there, walk over here, keep your hands together, carefully leading the team out. It's probably the first time that you hear any confidence in his voice since you found him, but he seems to know where he's going, thankfully. And probably another 30 minutes or so of travel in this sewer system, which is much bigger than probably any of you anticipated. He, rather than kind of having to climb upwards as you guys had to sort of descend into the sewer system, you instead see him sort of padding a wall that thankfully does not seem to have rats on it, but seems to just be kind of, were you going to say anything, Karen?
Oh, no, just like
Okay.
Period.
Okay, good.
I love that.
No rats. Good. I wasn't sure if that was like I had something to say or making sure. So looking over the solid sort of bricked over wall, he kind of runs his hands over the seams of them, and then you see his hands kind of like dip under the water, whereas like the water at this point is probably up to most people's knees. If you're Bert, like maybe halfway up your shin, depending on how tall you are. But you see his hands go under the water and start kind of fussing with something there. And then eventually you see the doorway just kind of slide upwards. And as that does, you see another sort of wooden door in front of him. And before kind of stepping into that, you guys can see that there seems to be just like an invisible barrier keeping the water from spilling out into this next room or into this next door that you see. There's just like a gap and then probably like a foot or so, and then that wooden door there. But stepping into that sort of new environment, he pauses for a moment, takes a breath, and then kind of looks back at all of you. They might still be asleep, so if you don't mind, maybe be a little quiet. I'm going to go first. But I just follow slowly, quietly. Yeah. So he turns the knob and pushes in. And you see him pushing into what seems to be sort of a modest-looking living room of some kind. A few chairs out and a table. A little bit further off, you can see what seems to be a dining room chair and tables. Table and chairs. I said that backwards. With what looks to be sort of like dirty dishes and such that haven't been quite cleaned up. And you can see the sort of makings of messes that children have made in the area as well. But at the moment, it seems quiet. But for those of you who are trying to be quiet, go ahead and give me a stealth check as you guys are walking into this man's home.
All right.
Oh, it's a natural one, baby. We're good. Don't worry. Just gonna put you
What
guys
did I
on
roll?
the city map.
9.
Joe, I challenge you to a race to the bottom, sir. May the best man win.
Well,
Everyone is slouching. They've been
Yeah,
like
exactly.
trekking through the water. It's like
Merp is still hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I feel like Merp just kind of walks his way into like kid toys. Like there's a collection like at his feet that he didn't see, and he accidentally just like punts one, and it just like rattles against like all the walls and flooring. And Hinga was a few steps ahead of you, but you see him kind of like wince and then just. You watch as he kind of like ducks around another wall, and you start to hear kind of like murmured voices. The only voice you can seemingly make out seems to be another adult woman, but everyone's probably a little more relieved that you don't seem to hear any children. But he's gone for a little bit, and then when he comes back, it's probably maybe like 5 or so minutes, but okay, everything is fine here so far, at least. I don't think the kids are woke up. But you're out now. Can I do anything else for you? You did kind of save me.
did you check them for invisible helmets?
I did. I didn't feel anything.
Very well.
We may ask you questions in the future. Would that be all right if we send a messenger?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Just nothing too weird, if you don't mind.
Too weird? The question?
No, your messenger. What are you going to send?
Whoever is available.
Okay, sure. That's fine.
Merp didn't use all of your rat blood. You still want some?
Yeah.
That's what's left.
You can keep it.
Okay.
Merp, I don't think you can put the blood back in him.
Maybe I don't know. It's his.
Right, but
Well, he could have used it for other purposes. Perhaps he wanted to perform his own experimentation.
I'm not experimenting on my own blood, but thank you. Do you so who sent you again?
we cannot say. But
We already did say several times, but I thank you this time.
we did. I don't remember.
Multiple times, and every time I was like, "Oh shit!" Well, we, of our own accord, were out and about late and saw humanoid rats gathering and chose to investigate. And your own good fortune that it was you and not perhaps another suffering the same fate, though we hope to free any and all who have come under its sway.
I really haven't run into a lot of others like me. I think when I was doing stuff for him, I guess it was 3, maybe 4 of us. I think.
Well, that's not untenable. What exactly were you doing in preparation?
A lot of scouting, planting the rats under the beds. You have. He kind of like looks at your bag. You were talking to a rat, weren't you?
Oh yes, triple check that he's still okay.
He is full hunkering down in your bag. Like when you go to look, you just see his rump. Like his face is not to be seen because he is full hiding.
Well, he's had a bit of an ordeal, but he's still here.
Take off his helmet.
But the rats themselves have helmets?
Yeah.
bizarre. I will see if I can coax him out.
Give me an animal handling check.
Hilarious. I'm just picturing a rat, but with a visible helmet, and it's hilarious.
Hokatla smiles and says,
Oh,
rat with a hat.
Yeah, you coax him out, and without even speaking his language at the moment, he happily obliges and kind of comes out onto your arm, perched almost like a pear in a way, kind of looking over everyone and on his hind legs at the moment.
I will bribe him with some sort of food stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And just well, just with the physicality of someone who's not a threat, despite being many times his size, because he doesn't understand common. Hold still, and see if I can just like 2 fingers. Boop.
It's pretty much exactly like that. With your incredible 24 animal handling, I'm not going to have you roll again, but he does seem to be calm enough in your arms to do so. And it is a little nerve-wracking probably for Noel, because this is a very tiny creature, you're a very large creature, and you do feel the helmet, and much like the others, there's a little bit of resistance, and there's just like a tense moment of like, how much strength can I apply without killing this poor guy, because he's very, very small, but with a little bit of like fuss. And there's a moment where like initially when you grab it, you see the rat kind of like hold still, just kind of like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just gonna stop moving. But when you start pulling, there's confusion, and then eventually you see his like little hands kind of pressing up against the helmet and trying to like kind of help you take it off. But the 2 of you manage to kind of exactly like plop, and pull it off, and you're holding probably like a thimble that's too big, essentially sized helmet in your hand.
I take out a piece of chalk and just gonna like rub on it so I can see what I'm holding.
Yeah, it's very similar to the others, that it seems to be sort of like a very beautifully decorated but rat sort of filigree and decoration on it, which seems a bit much because there was a rat helmet on a rat. But as you pull it off and you're kind of chalking over it, you feel the little feet against your arm start to kind of change. And as you're kind of like chalking over it and you look back over, you watch as the rat had shed all of its fur and instead is now bearing scales and seems to be a native lizard of Kimatha Kimane.
Oh, that makes sense. That explains the presence of so many rats.
And you see it just kind of look up at you with just giant black eyes. Just
You've had an
staring in
ordeal
your
on
direction.
top of the ordeal I knew about. I'm just going to put him up here.
On top of the one that was very
much like a statue that's a very proud lizard right now at the very top of your shoulder, just kind of looking around.
We'll pop the tiny rat helmet into a 3rd sack to accompany the 2 sacks that are holding the other 2 helmets.
Sounds good. Zynga looks over it. So,
Hold up, did the rat swarms we killed earlier turn into geckos and we just weren't paying attention? Fine, geckos.
No, they can disappear.
well, we didn't knock
The
out
bodies
their
disappeared.
helmets.
Well, no, but this guy turned into a person when we killed him, and then we took his helmet out afterwards.
yeah, the other rats, their bodies disappeared before you.
Excellent.
Right, I
I've
do
consigned them
remember
to
that.
the abyss.
Huh.
Oh dear. I'm
But
not comfortable with that.
those rats, you didn't get to see a body. But as you're kind of doing this and Hinga's looking over it, I know for some things we had to like conscript natives essentially. You start with the small and then you point a target out to them and then they inhabit their dreams, and something about that process makes it so that they develop their own helmet, I suppose. It takes a while, though. It takes time.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Well,
Helmet?
other than recruiting the local fauna into your cause, and then presumably fellow citizens, whether you were the most recent or one of the early ones, were you tasked with anything besides increasing his forces?
No.
All right.
Well, other than throwing off guards if necessary, but they were never the thing is, with the dreams and such, they just kind of dismissed any complaints here as not important.
Right. Well, if someone else has an additional query, of course, please do so. But all that still remains in my mind to potentially ask is, we've been referring to this creature, entity, person as just simply he. Did he have any sort of nomenclature beyond Red Rat?
Yeah, it's Chitterick.
That would follow what I read on the helmets.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a rat devil of some sort. Presumably trying to taint the Wind Springs and ruin countless magnitudes of this fine city. Now, the other query, do you happen to know who else? You said there were 3 or 4, perhaps? Or did you only encounter them as rats?
Only saw them as rats. I don't think they know who I am either.
Well, you have that going for you. Right, well, I would see an herbalist about something to prevent dreams, just normal, terrible ones, because I foresee some rough nights. But I myself am satisfied with questions.
What if they sleep with a helmet on? Can't put, helmet's already there.
Oh, a different helmet. I was going to say, putting this helmet back on would seem counterproductive. You could give it a try.
I should sleep with a helmet?
It's as good a theory as any. If you're wearing a helmet, one can't exactly put a helmet on you.
Can I have a persuasion check from the 2 of you?
So now I wonder, if you're
helmet
wearing a
on.
helmet, imagine your helmet grows about it. Would you have a helmet upon your helmet and then be unable to take off your regular
You said
helmet?
persuasion, right?
Yes.
That's not my -1 with that.
Nanners wins that round. Okay.
Remember, there are inspiration tonight.
You'll never disappoint. You'll never disappoint.
A 3 and a 0.
Strong rolls if I ever saw them.
So who is in the lead for racing to the bottom? I think it's
Nanners.
It's Nanners.
Still
Probably
Nanners. It's still Nanners. But as you're kind of suggesting this,
to be fair, he only rolled 1 less than me. The bonuses are what happened.
He did, correct. However, he rolled a natural 1 in the beginning, so he's rolled a 1 and a 3.
No, we're not counting that. We're not counting
He
that.
started the race after he was in the lead, and that is not fair. So,
Understand. Yep. All right, so you're both pretty low. It's not great.
May the best man lose.
But he listens to the both of you saying that he should wear a helmet when he goes to sleep. And like, there's a moment where he's like, you can see the desperation of like, I will try anything to like, I've been through a lot. But then after hearing you like talk about it for a little bit, maybe not. I won't. Maybe a regular nightmare will be better than helmet. I don't know. Do you need anything else? Can I answer anything else?
I think we should let him be.
Okay.
I think that I think that Karen is going to take out a piece of paper and a pen from her bag of holding, just write down her address and say, ask for Karen at this address if your wife turns out to be a rat. And I'll see what I can do since you've been helpful.
Thank you. Like anyone watching, like the paper is shaking just a little bit.
Is Karen still holding the bat?
I imagine not.
Yeah.
Karen has like upon getting out of the home that they intruded upon, put like the weapons away. We're back in the city. That's in the bag of holding.
Right. Okay. So he takes the note from you and just kind of folds it into his pocket. I am very grateful. I'm not really sure I can repay any of you with anything, but if you need something, or I guess maybe more questions or something, I'll answer whatever I can.
Actually, do you know the names of your neighbors in this little complex?
Yeah. Would that
Okay,
help?
so you know them, you know that they live here. If you could like tell them that we'll be stopping by tomorrow night, so we don't have to break into another house to get to where we're going.
Okay, sure. I can do that.
Good point.
Good idea.
Well, this has been awful.
But
I am gonna go chew out our lovely patron. Good night, everyone. And Karen's gonna turn and walk away.
yeah.
And assuming if the rest of you follow, Hinga kind of walks you guys to the door and again just kind of whispers like little thank yous as all of you are walking by and kind of watches you for a little bit before he closes the door. But Karen is very clearly going in the direction of Mukami's trinkets. Are the rest of you following?
I don't recall if I had been established in this town very long and therefore had a place to sleep or not. So I'm just going to assume that I just got here and don't. So I'm just going to go that way as well because I don't know. Maybe she's got a spare room. Otherwise, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thinking for Bird as well.
Merp's going to
unless he's sleeping at the bar.
Okay.
There are plenty of taverns and inns to kick up for the
There's
night.
the Cushy Cat. I strongly
Yeah.
recommend.
How close is the cozy cat?
It's the cozy cat. No, so you also is Merp.
Merp's going to his studio apartment / lab. He's got a lot of stuff to work on.
Okay.
But he'll say his goodbyes,
Okay.
Kind of cheerfully wave and nod at everyone. Early tomorrow morning comes early.
Maybe not. Maybe we need to have a night schedule.
It also, just so everyone knows in terms of like time, it is close to sunrise right now. It is very late in the night, almost early in the day kind of situation. Not that that's going to be any plans, I'm just letting you guys know.
Foos, did I hear correctly that like the Infinite and these rats were only visible and open to us when it was nighttime, or
it seems
is
like
that
they're
something
only...
I made up?
No, it's okay. It seems they're only active at night. Hinga doesn't know if
Gotcha.
that's necessarily like they're not visible during the day, but they only seem to be active at night. And he did say that the next night is when Chideric has something planned.
Okay. Yeah, that's some stuff to make.
Enough. All right. So for the rest of you, heading over to Mukami's. It's a
real
big
quick,
walk.
if Merp's going to split off, I will just Merp a moment.
Merp?
And I'm just going to eye contact with you and then just like with eyeballs indicate Bert. Perhaps it would be wise to not go unaccompanied, and Bert is well suited to keeping you safe. Assuming he will fit inside your home.
Oh, we can make it work. Yeah, all right, come on.
Assuming you're amenable, if you'd rather come back with us, of course, make your own decisions. But I worry for Merp without your strength beside him.
I watch Merp. Yeah, so he's gonna...
Excellent.
Yeah, he's gonna start following Merp, and he's still keeping like a good distance away from him, but he's following him now.
Hopefully that was helpful for him. Once he's outside, out of earshot.
Merp's doing some very high-level biological Tetris right now in his head. Like, how the fuck am I gonna fit this guy?
How the fuck are you gonna feed him?
Yeah.
Presumably he'll go to sleep, but
Actually,
that's
he
a
still has
tomorrow
the food-
problem.
He still has the food from Mukame, so
Oh god, like 13 eggs in the morning. Oh god.
when I
that's
was a lad,
amazing.
I ate 4 dozen eggs.
All right, so we have the ladies and Noel heading to Mukami's. Is that correct?
Sounds like it.
So it is almost, it's probably about like 5 a.m., maybe like 5:30 or so, getting a little bit closer to that time. But I think the time it takes for you guys to walk to it, you're starting to see the sun kind of peaking just a little bit. And as a little bit of that orange glow is starting to come about, you can see that Mukami's trinkets does seem to be active at the moment. Thankfully, she seems to be up. Whether that was because she was waiting for you or because she's an early riser, no one's entirely sure. But you're able to recognize that she is active at the moment.
Feel free to carry out whatever business. I will catch up in a moment, or several. I don't miss a sunrise when I can help it. I'm going to just find the tallest immediate vicinity building to just watch that shit.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, it's not terribly hard, especially in this area. There's a lot of public buildings, so there are actually some that have sort of ramps and stairs. That
And I
lead
have a
up to
climb
the
speed,
tops.
and it's just as funny as my swim speed in my head, because again, I don't have feet. I have hooves, so it's all hands.
Mountain goats are incredible at climbing. Okay, so
All
you
right,
don't-
I forgot. We had
you
this
don't need
conversation.
feet.
Crevices, but
Yes. You're good, but yeah, the
they
Minotaur
don't go up
scales
vertical, just near vertical.
here, yes. But you find yourself on a roof with a dazzling display of the sunrise.
I'm gonna watch that and spend 10 minutes casting ritually speak with animals, so I can like figure out what this lizard's deal is. But
Lizard. What happened, my man? Okay, sure. I'll leave you on the roof for that. But for the ladies, I will give you a moment to hop in or do whatever you'd like to do.
Karen is going to. Karen has been like, not like speed walking, very like intentionally, slowly, like taking her time across the city, unflinchingly, like eyes front. And as she like gets to the front door of Mikami's trinkets, she's going to like rear up on one leg and like kick the door in, and just walk inside. What does she see?
You immediately see Mukami kind of like whipping up from under the desk that she usually kind of sits behind, whether that's to kind of like collect money or to show her wares or whatever it might be. But she seemed to have been sort of bent over, and as the door gets kicked over, you see kind of like her mess of hair and sort of the wrappings around her head kind of flailing as she stands up and oh hi, you look mad. Good morning.
Demons?
Close the door. Close. Well, did you break my door?
Demons?
Helcatla is
bro?
trying to put it back.
Actively trying to pay back. Okay.
Yeah.
Demons?
Did you say demons?
Girl, really, I thought, Mukami wouldn't send me out on something and have me out and not like have me out here not having a good time. Demons, water, sewers, what?
Okay, hold on.
Explain.
It sounds like a lot happened.
What happened?
It sounds like a lot happened. I'm gonna have to ask you to tell me what is going on. I also apologize. I didn't think it was demons. So you ran into demons. Okay.
Isn't that why you had me come?
Well, I had an idea that perhaps something was wrong, but I'm not sure it was demons exactly. Look, something was wrong. Rats and all that and dreams and stuff didn't bode well. But
Do you have a screwdriver?
The city doesn't have. No, I just.
Insight check.
Go ahead, go for it.
Yeah.
Karen.
Karen.
Let's hold it. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh.
I'm gonna say Helkatla can like kind of prop the door up, but you don't have to necessarily like stay there the whole time.
She's trying to align the hinges like where they were. It's set into the wood, and she's just like,
okay. Oh, for that roll, let's go. So what are you trying to see from her? I guess. What are you trying to glean?
Is she being deceptive? Like, did she really just not know anything about like demons, like, and the vast conspiracy that was underneath the city?
She, from what you're reading, seems genuinely shocked about many things. One, the fact that her door is broken. Like, her eyes are darting between you and the door right now. And second, the demons definitely kind of made her take a step back. It's almost like it hasn't quite registered yet. Like, you heard her repeat it over and over again, but she's almost like, no. Like, there's no way. She seems to almost be like in such shock that it's almost denial, but she does seem to believe you at the same time. So there's a lot happening on her face and with her body language at the moment. But she's sort of looking over you. I'm so sorry if you were in horrible, horrible danger. I knew I wanted capable people to look at it, but I didn't think it would be as bad as you're suggesting. You've been out this whole time.
yes.
You're not usually like caught off guard. That's different.
No, but I mean,
It's been a long night, girl. I'm sorry about that. Let me. She turns around and like goes to examine the door, and it's like,
You done fucked up that bottom hinge for sure. Top one's still
Ooh.
attached, bottom one clean off.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
fine. Don't worry. Just
I don't know how to
it's okay.
fix
It's
that. I don't
You
really
don't
work
need
with
to.
my hands that much. That's...
I don't know mending.
Don't worry, all of you. It's okay. I'm okay. Why don't you, the two of you, come here? I think we have to have a talk. You came back. So I'm assuming it didn't resolve, I suppose. But you made it out. And if there's still a problem, I can help. I promise you I can help. But this was voluntary, and I know I offered you pay, but I never expected this. And I want to hear what happened. So let's talk. And let me help where I can. And I'm sorry. Truly.
Girl, this night was absolutely insane. I'm gonna need you to break out the good liquor, like, cause this is a morning drink kind of story.
Okay. And you see her kind of turn to her sort of bug-eyed owl bear, who you thought she was awake, but once Mukami turns to speak with her, you see the eyes slowly blink, and you realize it just fell asleep with its eyes open for a moment, and it's now like back and focusing. But you see her turn to her. Okay, can you go back and get in the drawer under these? Don't break anything. Okay, go. And she says, "Okay, go." And she turns to kind of address you guys again, and you don't see the owl bear move or even make any reaction to what has been said until about 3 minutes later, and then it finally turns. She kind of like stumbles into the back room. But she's going to talk with you guys for a moment. I'm going to go back to Noel, who has enjoyed part of the sunrise, but you are on a rooftop by yourself, and you did hear a door get kicked in for sure. That That was unmissable. But otherwise,
It was
everything
like
seems okay.
85, 90%. I like a sunrise, especially in a desert where it can go on forever. Past, all the buildings and nonsense. But the rest of that was Karen's got some words to say, and some of them might be about me. I'm gonna let that have some space.
If you want to shit talk, feel free. I'll let you have that moment.
She went. I was gonna say I was sitting with my feet dangling off the edge, but I want as much height as possible to see past all the buildings. So I'm
Yes.
kind of just standing with a book in one hand to ritual cast, and just kind of like leaning on possibly a chimney if such a thing exists. Otherwise, I'm just standing.
No chimneys out here in the desert, really. But you do finish your ritual cast in the time it takes for them to kind of start conversing and kind of have that confusion a little bit ironed out. But you can now speak with animals, and the lizard has not moved from your shoulder.
Well, I'm gonna transition to him to my hand because unlike the fantastic rat language, lizard speak is all about blinking alternatively and tongue movement. So it's a very non-verbal communication. But I'm gonna hold him up to eye level, and we're gonna have a chat.
Sounds good.
Go
ahead.
Oh, do you recall what you've been through?
This very sort of tall, proud-looking lizard stands a very menacing 5 inches in your hand, with the tail being much longer, but otherwise the head is still very, very high. And with you sitting in the sunlight as you are, it seems to be very happily basking in the sun. But as you ask the question, you see it kind of like look over its shoulder, kind of looking at you for a moment, and then in sort of broken words, the lizard responds to you. Yes. Hello.
Hello. All right, we're just going to move past the question. But you, for a time, were a rat, but no longer, and I must say you are the better for it.
Yes. Hello.
Do you... hello again. Do you remember what you were forced to do whilst inhabiting the body of a rat?
Yes.
Excellent. What were you doing?
Under beds.
You were underneath beds. For what purpose?
To make dreams.
Ah, you were causing the dreams that people have been having. Do you know if were you ever informed of the purpose of the dreams?
Yes. Hello.
This time I was expecting it, so I'm a little less excellent again. Hello again as well. What was the purpose of those dreams?
Make helmets.
Just in common. I'm going to go away from out loud because right now I'm blinking and just tongue movements to get all this. I'm like, all right, well, we've verified some information. That's not nothing. Just aside to myself. Excellent. Other than creating dreams to create helmets, were you tasked with anything else? When I found you, you were seeking out the red rat.
Red rat gives orders.
To do what?
Make helmets.
Any other orders or just helmets?
Make helmets.
Excellent. I don't think he's got enough brain power to like describe directions to get to the red rat.
You could try.
Where is the red rat?
Under sand.
Cool.
Fucking called it. I was like, it's gonna be below or underneath. That's gonna be my answers. All right. Shit, I don't think I'm getting anything else useful out of this guy.
You can ask if it's in the sewers or in a different place.
Oh, on the street.
I'm not here.
I was pointing up, but where they can
She's
see,
down.
you're over there. And I gave Flandy crap the other day for pointing without looking, and here I am pointing without looking. I'm so sorry, Flandy.
He deserves it. It's okay.
I keep almost asking if he knows things, and I'm gonna get a yes or no, and it's not gonna help me. So I'm gonna skip directly to the question. Where is the nearest hole that will lead to the red rat? Which hole is closest to the red rat?
You see him sort of like start craning his
He doesn't
neck
know
in
where
the
we
general
are.
direction. Like you see him look back in the direction of the block that you were in, because you've walked quite a distance away now. So he just kind of looks off in that direction.
Very well. Again, I almost asked a do you question. What is your name?
Name?
Cool. That's just what we don't have those. You probably don't have a lizard word for noble, but you are certainly standing such. So I will call you noble, and trust me when did I say it is a good thing.
Just blinks at you.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna put him on my shoulder again, and we can enjoy the sunset until it's well and truly done, and then I will go inside.
No, I'm sorry. What would the language sound like?
Oh, no, nonverbal.
Yeah.
I blink
It's nonverbal.
usually one at a time, some
Hold
tongue
on.
movement.
Yep. There's unfortunately no squeakers this time around.
His language was more audibly fun when he was a rat, but
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But yeah, this lizard has an int of like 1, so yeah, that's why it's very like. I can answer your question. I did a good job. Well done. But,
give me a few levels and I can awaken this guy.
talk to him.
Best use of awaken ever.
My first use of awaken. I'm gonna awaken this fucking lizard.
Well, I guess
It's just hanging
contextually,
out.
if I could do it right now, it would be super useful.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
sure.
a good point.
I'd have a
That's
guy
good
who's
point.
indebted to me for 30 days who knows all the goods, but
That's a good
by the
point.
time I could theoretically learn it and come back, it would just be for funsies.
Yep.
Anywho, we just drift. I was going to say into silence. We continue drifting in silence, but no longer communicating.
Exactly. The two of you are on the rooftop enjoying that sunset for what's left of it. I'm gonna hop over to I guess Bert and Merp for just a moment, just because I imagine you're heading back. More in reference to, is there anything you're doing or getting while you're out and possibly like stationing yourselves or whatever you plan on doing?
I imagine it's like dawn, so Merp's not trying to get anything. He just needs to see if he could stuff this Conan into his apartment.
Okay. All right, that is not terrible, but also hilarious. I kind of want to see Bert. Why don't you give us just like a general dex check to see how well you can navigate this
Okay.
much
How
smaller
many things am I
environment.
breaking? That's the question. Then let's see.
Correct. Exactly.
Dex, just Dex.
I will
Okay.
say Merp will scuttle in and move any potentially volatile liquids because he is an
Of course.
alchemist
Yeah.
away from any intentional like.
Okay.
If he
Do I
falls
get
in, he's not
advantage for
gonna
that?
Blow up the block.
You do not.
I tried. Yeah, I gotta try that.
Oh, no, hold on. You have give me a second, give me a second.
Jeez.
No, I got the
The guidance, yeah. The
5-hour energy. I got you. Hold on.
Oh yeah, there you go. I'm gonna get the 5-hour energy.
There you go.
my Dex is the 15th. Let's see it. Okay.
All right, let's go. That's not. Yeah, your dex isn't terrible. Also, like this DC. Okay.
Plus a D4.
Your D4. Yeah. No. I was gonna say this DC is not wildly high because this is just like this isn't a combat thing, right?
Oh,
So my brain was like, the DC's 10, then you hit 10. I was like, all right, you're fine. You're good. There are probably a few close calls where Merp is like, don't take another step in that direction or whatever. But like, you're hunched over and thankfully not breaking anything, really. It's much smaller than you would have liked, but you're okay, thankfully. But with
Merp's
you...
What does it look like?
What is your home look like?
So he's got 2 windows. One is used as an exhaust vent for his potions and stuff. So he's got like one of those like above a stove where you got like the little oven hoods, and it just points right out that window. And the second one is the intake, and he's kind of has like a shield around that, so like it directs the air like right towards where he needs it to be, and it is somewhat movable. But it's like it's like Jekyll and Hyde. On one side, it's just like potions and formulas and notes and all kinds of, and he's relatively neat. And there is one kind of like small little workbench area where he has like the beginnings of yet another crossbow that he was working on, but it's nowhere near finished. And on the other side, where like the habitable part is, it's just Spartan. It's a chair. It's a table, 2 chairs, plain as hell, and a small bed. That's it. The bed is probably like a pillow for you, I guess, is kind of how he's gonna have you just like lay out that way. Just have you do that, and he'll just sleep on the floor. But yeah, it's one side is super Spartan, and the other side is just like chemistry. Like, I mean, it kind of looks like a well-organized meth lab, if you want to look at it that way.
Why?
Because everyone can picture that immediately, right? It's like if you don't know what you're looking at, it's got a sinister touch to it. Like, that's kind of what I was going for with that. But yeah.
Okay. Does anything smell familiar to him in there or no?
Other than the 5-hour energies, I don't imagine.
Okay,
so.
that's what I was wondering. Okay.
That's amazing. All right. I'm going to leave you 2 here. And part of the reason I apologize, I usually give you guys a little more space, but I'm trying to make sure we have a decent time.
I got you.
So I'm going to move back. I'm going to move
sleepover.
back to the ladies. We're just having a sleepover, which is adorable. Karen and Helkatla, who are still in this, I believe it was called like Magic Home Depot or something in chat that I saw at some point. But yeah, basically we're coming back to Mukami's trinkets, where she has busted out some expensive looking liquor. Various drinks are kind of like set up and created by her, but I'm just gonna say that you guys explain what had happened, and she's kind of given the lowdown on everything that had happened. So regardless of whether you'd like to drink or not, she does find herself drinking and sipping every so often, and her usual sort of exuberant demeanor has sort of quieted down a little bit, and you can see that perhaps the decision to send you out has really kind of been weighing on her the more you speak. Even if you seem okay with it, there's a moment where she's just kind of taking a moment to think about it. But with her drink, probably like the first drink was likely sipped upon gently, but then towards the end of this, she probably like downed the rest and then poured herself another. But she looks over the both of you. Okay, so the others went to rest, and the other is enjoying the sunrise. Tomorrow, huh? Okay. Do you want to see this through? You don't have to.
Not really. However, that man on the roof seems to believe that something terrible is going to happen if we don't stop whatever Chitterin is up to. Helkatla, you know anything about this? About what might happen? I don't know what the rats are doing in the infinite, but you're a folk hero, silver lady, shining beacon in the deserts.
I'm a watcher, and I, like you, I don't like things that come onto my plane and mess with my people. So, to be fair, I wanted to go after them then and there, but I saw you and Bert and knew that was not right. I also realize that I understand demons. I don't think I remember Chitterak. Chitterak?
Chitterick.
Chitterick.
I will give me I will say either religion or history check, whichever you prefer, to see if at any point in time this has come across you.
I have a +3 in religion. Let's try
Let's
that.
Go. Oh, you don't.
Why
have
is it at
advantage.
advantage?
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's a natural one for the first one.
All right, I'm using
also,
my fucking inspiration.
I don't give a shit. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey.
Man, we're back in
Yes.
the boys.
Yeah.
Inspiration, baby.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Karen's
Yeah, go ahead.
also proficient in religion, even with a -2 intelligence. So we're gonna.
Well, shit,
It's
go
a
for it.
religion
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, girl.
You know more than me.
I will say, yeah. I will say, unfortunately, you would have a higher DC just because of her speciality. Not saying that you couldn't have figured it out by any means, but just that, yeah, it's relatively rough. But in having this talk with Karen and also kind of explaining everything to Mukami, it's starting to kind of register with you. Like you're starting to remember some of the tales that some of those who have trained you or some of those who like you studied under kind of mused about or kind of educated you on for a moment. But Chitterick is certainly a fiend. And which kind of fiend, as there is devil and demon, you recognize or remember at least that he is a demon. And not only is he a demon, he seems to be a demon lord, specifically of rats. He is very rarely seen. He's even spoken of less. And part of that is because he tends to work and manipulate things until he can kind of strike, until the moment is right. So most people don't know that he's even doing anything until it's likely too late. And he also is very cautious with his information, which is also part of the reason why it is very difficult to ever even see or hear of him. Strangely enough, Chitterick also tends to like kind of meddle with the material plane for most of his fun. Demon lords don't technically like run around. They usually find themselves in the abyss. But he in particular likes to mess with humanoid creatures.
Okay.
And him being here is alarming for sure. With your natural 20 though, you also get that he goes by 2 other titles other than the Demon Lord of Rats. He's also known as the Devourer of Souls and the Lord of Shadows.
Another one of these. Okay.
Wait, well, hold on. Wait, time out. Roll it back. What did you say?
I put it in the thing.
What's wrong, Dennis?
I put it in the chat.
No. Hold on.
What's the matter?
We're like 30 levels too low for that. Why? Ah!
You're
I'm
fine,
as
then,
high
just don't
leveled
worry.
as I gotta be. Let's do it.
Can I make a ballista in 8 hours?
Dennis, are you drinking right now?
I might start.
But no, Hakatla, that all kind of seeps into your mind as you remember your training.
Okay, so the way it looks to what's her name, Mukami, and to Karen, Hakatla is like this for a minute, and her face just slowly in the middle gets red and then like spreads out as she starts to speak, and you see like little wrinkles form in her face where they weren't before, with both consternation and this rage you didn't think that she had. And she explains that this demon lord, this is a fiend, rules over rats, and it is my most hated form of demon, which is ones that enjoy coming to our plane and doing whatever they like.
With your natural 20, I will also let you know, demon lords are a terrifying thing, for sure. He is one of the lesser ones, which does not make him not a threat by any means. But you do recognize that he is not, say, Orcus, like not on the level of other demon lords, but still dangerous, of course.
Okay, so, and she says he is not as bad as some, but still quite dangerous. We need to either stop him before he does his tricks tonight, or stop him in the process. He must be eating souls. And he's using the infinite to do so.
If he does anything to the infinite, that's what the city needs. It's our lifeblood.
Fair point. Yes.
I think Karen is going to see, like, for the first time, the silver lady isn't silver. Like seeing like the wrinkles form and like the change in color. I think she's going to like go up to you and take your hands in her hands. And just say, we're all right. Gosh. Yeah, I guess I'm sticking around. You've carried me.
Oh, sorry.
And now it's time for me to carry you back. Even if that means dealing with a demon lord. God, I never thought I'd be dealing with a demon lord again.
Again? Are you a watcher?
I do not know what that means. I guess I've never met a demon lord formally, but like another life, I was too close for comfort.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
I'm going to get some things for you, guys. Karugu owes me a few. Maybe I can get some things for you. You all need to rest. So I'm not going to close my store. So you can come back when you need, if you need anything. But I'm gonna run some errands. I'm gonna get you some help. Maybe another body if she's available. But I'll see.
When shall we return?
Whenever you want. I'll run my errands now and see what I can do to help, and then I'll be here for the whole day. But this will be a safe haven for you if you need it.
Oh, Karen, shall we check on your children?
Um,
I just saw that in the chat.
Yeah,
Karen,
like
Anita's just like cracked me up.
Sorry.
I think Karen does need to go home. I think Karen was going to first thing go run some errands, like buy a water filtration system, the best water filtration system that this city has to offer, because that
Tomorrow I
is
read.
disgusting, and we hate to see it. And then she was gonna like go probably find her husband at work. The kids are all right. Like, and
I would say
honestly,
at this hour, you would
when
know that you
she's
could probably
stressed,
catch him.
that probably, yeah. When she's stressed, that's probably gonna like very much like go off on, and she's gonna like make her kids like upset, and it's gonna be a whole thing if we talk to the kids while Karen is in this state. But no, she's going to sort of like pull you in for a hug. And like hold you there for like, gonna like try to read you, and when you think it's long enough, going to like let go. So we're gonna be there for a little bit. Yeah.
You will be there for the rest of eternity.
Oof. Okay.
So 6 minutes pass.
Like,
and...
yeah.
Especially
after
because you're
5
fuzzy.
minutes.
So she's like, yeah.
Speaking of time passing and fuzzy, I was planning on heading in there once I was done with the sunrise.
Yeah.
So you just let me know. I'm not.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Rush to delete this goodness of a scene.
No, I genuinely want you to see the broken door and then look past it and see them in a hug for way longer than you anticipated. And I will let Noel figure out whether he wants to walk in now or later.
No, I'm just gonna head on in.
Yeah.
You guys are in the 5th minute of hugging, Anita, as you were saying.
Yeah, and I think that like gonna do one last squeeze, go and release, and say, you are pretty incredible. Thank you for helping us out down there.
So are
And-
you.
Hmm?
You are fearless. You punch things with nothing on your hands. And she holds up her gauntleted hands.
Yeah, she's going to turn and see Noel in the doorway. Sort of like take a deep and steadying breath and say, I might have come on a little strong in the infinite. The infinite was a lot. But you are the leader of this group. You're in front. You're telling us where to go. And the leaders got to look out for more than themselves. I want us to be good. And if we go in like we were last night, we're going to lose to a demon rat. A demon lord. God, we're
A
fighting
fiend.
Lord. I'm
We're
with
gonna-
you, and I'm behind you.
Other than raising my eyebrows at being called the leader, because I didn't sign up for that, but all right. I'm gonna give a solemn nod because that it feels safe. But I will. I'll start with that, and then I'll hesitate, give up on that sentence. If you feel you came on strong, It is only because strength is what is required of us. And you have your fair share. I don't know if you did not know if you intended on returning on this venture, but we will be the better for it. And I want you to know if some part of you is still considering that not only will no one think less of you, more importantly, for the opinions of others is a smaller measure, you will not be any less for remaining behind.
She rolls her eyes. You always got the funniest and biggest words, muscle man. She
I am standing with my hands
rolls-
behind my back.
Yeah, she strolls out of the store, gives you a healthy punch in the arm before walking out to see about a plumber. Oh, well, no, we're trying to catch husband before they.
Kenneth, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Kenneth. Father of my children.
But
Yeah, let's see that.
yeah. This will be fun. But I think this is probably a good time to take our break because we have not had our intermission yet. So we'll take a quick 10-minute break. It's 8:10, so we'll be back by 8:20, please, and thank you. But for those of you who are watching, thank you so much for being here. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Stay tuned.
See you guys.
Bye.
Excited time. Woo!
talking about food for a while, and we
Yes,
could
we were.
definitely talk about food for longer. However, this is a kind of a shorter session that we run, so we're trying to get through what we need to get through. So thank you very much for being here once again. We're going to hop back into this with the group kind of retreating from the sewers, thankfully. Bert and Merp kind of retreating to Merp's place and just sort of having the long rest there and kind of collecting their things, whereas Helkatla, Karen, and Noel went back to Mukami's, where she seemed surprised to hear everything that had happened and vows to help you as best she can. But from there, I will say we're going to pick up with Karen kind of trying to catch her husband on the way because he's heading to work very soon. He does work early, but it is like the crack of dawn, so he hasn't left yet. But just before we get to them, because Merp and Bert are established in that place, Helkatla and Noel, it's not terribly important, but are you finding a place to rest tonight? If not, Mukami kind of has a moment where she's like, you can sleep in the back if you want. I don't have beds, but if you didn't want to go to an inn, you could stay here.
I was just going to check in with Mukami for a bit and then figure it out, so I can go to a place that rents beds. That's not a problem.
Yes. Okay. Good. And Vogler?
Oh shit! Hold on.
Inconsiderate.
So sorry. Sorry, I apologize.
No, don't. You're all set.
Is a cozy cat an option?
Absolutely. Of course, the cozy cat is an option.
Okay, so it keeps going on. So, Helkatla then will say, I am staying at the Cozy Cat. I think it's nearby. I usually don't count how far things are in relation to each other, but I think it's nearby. It's quite nice. Would you like to stay there?
You want me to? Very well. Yes. I assume you filled in Mukami. Oh, I did want to add because I was right before we break. I was just I held it for like 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, enough for Karen to get a walk. And she,
It's like I'm strong.
And I suppose one place is as good as another, but I assume I don't know if Mukami's in the room. I feel like she walked off for a minute, but
she's staying there for the moment. She seems intent on listening to anything that you guys have to say at the moment.
I don't know how much was already discussed, but if you had any questions.
Where did this cat come from? It's her question. No. She looks over the two of you who are still here. I think you guys did a pretty good job of explaining what was going on, I guess. I'm right now, my main interest or concern is to make sure that you guys will be okay. So I'm just going to find some things, ask Kudugus for a few things, and see if I can maybe get you some extra help. This is important. If the infinite goes, the city goes too.
Well, then the infinite mustn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And we will attest to that. I will take out the 3 sacks with 3 helmets. I don't know how much the coating is still on there, but there are invisible helmets in these bags that seem to be turning people and creatures into rat beings. This fellow was turned into a rat, so it's not an influx of rats so much as it is a transmogrification of the local wildlife.
Oh, that explains why they don't seem to be natives to the area, and
yes,
that's interesting. Thank you. Maybe I may be able to get some information. Did you want to keep one, or can I have all of them?
I am a scholar, but very in my own field. This is certainly not my area of expertise. If you have anyone who can examine them, they would like to look after this fellow as well, they are welcome to. Otherwise, he can be released, or if you have use for a lizard that will play 20 questions about a rat invasion.
I think he's rather nice. So I'm gonna just hold on to him for a little bit and let him make the decision, I guess. He's welcome to leave if he wants.
I'll just place him on a shelf and just make yourself at home then, noble. And I'm going to look at the owl bear and just, that's not for you.
The owl bear, Waku, is still kind of like bleary-eyed and looking around. But when you like speak to her for a moment, there's a good like 4-second delay before she looks in your direction. Then looks at the lizard, and then just goes back to zoning back out again.
Just gonna acknowledge that comes off with this owl bear and then continue. Yes, well, thank you for reaching out. I'm glad someone was wise enough to find this worthy of investigation.
Yeah, it's a lot more than I expected, though. So, and I don't wish to cause anybody harm.
Well, if there's a threat, then the absence of harm is certainly not something to be guaranteed.
Yeah. Thank you for agreeing and seeing this through. If I were the rough and tough type, I'd be there with you, but I would likely get in your way.
We all have our own parts to play, and it does not necessarily have to be a role in which you actively seek out dangerous things. Optimally, I'm not generally in the habit of doing so, but when needed, I would be remiss to turn down the request. I've not been here long. I'm never any place long, but very rarely do I travel somewhere not to find myself welcomed and immersed in local custom and culture, and any place willing to open itself up to a wanderer such as myself. Well, I very rarely get to directly provide recompense.
Well, I hope you get to tell tales about how you saved this city.
And what tales they will be. Would not have missed this for anything. Life does not have to be noteworthy to be well lived. The everyday interactions are the perhaps most important ones, but they don't often enter into halls of tale and knowledge. They're not repeated. They're remembered fondly, of course, by those who knew them, but they are not immortalized. And while I hoped to add my works to the collections of the world, I never once considered to be the subject of a story, but when presented the opportunity.
Well, I never expected this to be the outcome either, so let's do our best. And I think right now that means rest for you and getting a few things for me.
Right. I'm going to turn to leave and and I'm going to take my bag of 100 gold. Is it 100 or 150?
I believe she
It's
paid you 100 initially.
500.
Eventually.
Yeah, the 500 is when you finish.
Okay.
You got
But
100
you
up front,
got
right?
100 initially. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put that bag back down on a table.
Huh?
It would hardly be a service out of... It's not something I'm comfortable being hired for. This is something that I'd like to think most with the capability would choose to stand and fight for. There's no, I suppose, moral question outside of my own. So I'm going to look at Helkala and just realizing I'm putting you in a spot. I wouldn't feel any sort of way yourself, but
It's your choice. I mean, I
just don't want you to feel pressured. I just realized I'm doing this in front of you, and I'm making this gesture, and now here you are, perhaps not making this gesture, but that's unimportant.
But you also need to eat. And
I have my own money. I did not
Okay.
arrive penniless. And worst case, I can live off the land as required, but as I said, I rarely get the chance to repay the kindness the world has shown me.
You can also hold on to it and do things like I do, which is when someone is in need, that's when I give out the coins. That's usually why I take payment for food and for others.
A noble cause, but as much as I do a good turn now and again, the coin it came from this place and should remain here. I've never much had need beyond the basic provisions and equipment, but like it or not, as much as I am comfortable beyond the walls, the march of progress will not be halted, and it runs on coin. Whether for your own business or the good of whomever, do as you see fit. But I believe there was mention of a comfortable feline.
Cozy cat.
Yes, that makes more sense from a branding perspective. Lead the way.
Rest well.
Helkatla just gently takes the door off and then leans it on its side, and then, waits till everybody goes out and then gently puts the door back.
As you're going, you just see her waving behind the desk. This is the two if you leave. But yeah, it is thankfully easy enough to find your way to the Cozy Cat Inn, which at this point kind of has its morning crowd. And for a moment, there's like you need room right now? All right, sure. But it's not really an issue, thankfully. And the two of you secure a place to rest for the night. But
yes.
We're going to catch up with Karen, who's kind of scrambling to get home in time to speak with her husband, who thankfully by the time you do arrive, it's a bit of a run, but for parkour Karen, not that big of a deal, thankfully. No traffic on the rooftops, but by the time you get there, you probably have about 10-15 minutes before he probably is out the door. And you can already kind of hear the groggy voices of your kids and Kenneth doing his best to sort of corral them and get them ready.
Yeah, I think that Karen is just going to perch and listen. Despite herself, she likes her kids. And they drive her insane. And that's why she's been away for the past 48 hours. But she hearing their voices, knowing that this is their city. And so far she's been able to give them a better upbringing than she had. It's a little bit of a reminder that yep, you gotta go into the wet place and fight a demon lord. You have to. You gotta. And as like the five of them like sort of like all hug their father and like go off into the city towards their school, probably like fancy private whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like she will hop down from one of the roofs and land beside her husband Kenneth.
And as soon as you land, you see him kind of like startle. Oh, darling, where have you been? He just kind of pulls you in for a hug immediately.
Yeah, like accepts the hug, like gives a peck on the cheek. Sorry for the fright, love. I just like spooking you sometimes, you know.
You're too good at it. I think it's a problem.
Let me walk you to
You look
work.
okay?
I had one hell of a night.
Tell me all about it.
And like as I imagine as he like puts his hand on the small of her back, like he feels like a sort of like rip in the fabric where an axe had been. Because like we haven't gotten a chance to short rest. So we haven't like stitched it back up yet.
Yeah. You're wearing the wounds of combat.
Like the face sort of like goes to wary. And she'll talk about the strange group, like the strangers that she met, meeting the Silva Lady, you know, the one from the news. Like it was she's really something. And talks about the infinite. Like everybody goes to the infinite. Like Karen does not go to the infinite. Water. Hates the water. But like talks about all of the rats that are there and like says, oh, by the way, we need to get a new filter system because we're just like drinking it straight from the tap right now. That don't work. I know it's a magic well. I don't care. Like there are rats below us and I do not like it. My girls cannot be drinking all that. However, this is all coming to me thinking that I gotta go fight a demon lord, and knowing that I gotta let you know and talk to you about that big life decision before I go do that, because we made a promise to each other to build a life together here, at least for as long as the girls are with us. So I gave you a lot. It is first thing in the morning. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I married a superhero. So you've managed to do all that in the night when me and the kids were sleeping.
Superheroes don't get paid. And I am getting paid for this. Like, Mikami must be out of her mind. Let me...
Darling, you just said you're saving the infinite, which means you're saving the city. I don't think you can put a price on that. So whatever payment you're getting.
It is 600 gold.
Mukami is good at paying. That's not bad for a job, but I'm worried about you, and I'd really rather you be safe. But if your strength is the difference between others seeing their families like ours, then I have to give you my best wishes.
Yeah, she's sort of like... She wasn't expecting him to say go. And of course he said go. He's... You know, you really are too perfect sometimes. It ticks me off a little bit.
I'll try to work on my flaws for you.
She pulls him in and kisses him on the cheek. Says, I am finding a place and passing out. These people do not understand the importance of catnaps, and they drive me crazy. They do. I'm gonna need a vacation after the vacation.
He kind of takes both of your hands and like squeezes them for a moment, and just like you can see he probably like wants to smile, but could tell that you're like exhausted. It's just like, okay. I'm not sure anybody knows the importance of a good catnap, much like you and our little ones, but go rest. You have the house to yourself. The kids are at school, and I will be at work. So make use of the space and find your peace.
She gives him a kiss and says, girl, you don't have to tell me twice. Goodbye. Have fun ruling the world or whatever you do at your work or whatever. I am taking my nap in my home.
And before you get to leave, he kind of just like takes your cheeks in his hand and kisses the top of your head. Rest. I'll try and be home early so I can see you when you wake up.
She is going to mumble about tall people, thinking they so whatever. Like
you tall bitch, why did I marry you?
And she makes her way back home.
Okay. And with everybody in their various locations, finding safety for the first time, likely since the night before, all of you exhausted. You sleep through the morning and through the afternoon and rest. Oh, sorry, it's Merp. What's up?
Merp is doing a shit ton of things.
First Merp's doing so many things.
He's doing a ridiculous amount of things. Is Bert's axe magical?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is your armor magical?
I will also say, like, we could do this in just a second because I am going to let everyone finish their long rest so you guys can get back.
I have to
whenever
get this
you
going so I could like. All right.
No, I know, but there's more to this so that we can get this all done in one shot. So don't worry.
All right, fine.
But the other part of everybody having their long rest in your various locations is that you guys are also going to ding once more. So we're gonna take this time to kind of level everybody up and get them ready, and then we'll probably end the night there, or like with you guys kind of regrouping for a little bit. But while we're here, let's start rolling some hit points, and then there's obviously continue with your planning. That's why I was like, you're gonna have time to plan. I promise. I'm not just gonna roll on. Everybody needs to stop so they can.
She's gonna let you finish, but she has to say.
Apparently, Bert,
this is an outdated reference.
Are you magical? Is your armor magical?
You have no armor. What are you talking about?
Say that again. Oh, goddamn barbarians!
He ain't got no. Oh shit! That's max hit points for Karen.
Holy
shit! Let's go!
I've rolled max hit points twice in a row for Karen. Like the first time it was a 2 and then an 8, but like.
Let me. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yo, she a beefy girl. Oh, max for Paladin too. Yo, Merp 7. Let's go.
God damn.
Let's go.
Watch me roll a 1.
By the way, I usually use hit dice so that when you go through the character bands, just put 0, but roll however you feel comfortable. And again, if you get a 1 or 2, we re-roll. If you re-roll and get a 1 or 2, unfortunately, that's what you have. But obviously, the first time you get to re-roll.
So just put 0. Just put 0 HP on the thing.
On the character mancer.
Okay.
when you're going through the Charactermancer. So make sure it says 0, and then when you're out, you can just roll your hit dice.
Right where it says HP. Right. Oh my.
Yes.
Oh, I can feel that one coming. Okay.
Damn!
All right. Just making sure I'm not-
Power of
Sorry.
friendship.
Fucking
We're a party
seriously.
now.
0 right
Seriously.
next to the big SHP thing.
Bond.
Seriously. Yes. Well, next to, when you're going through when it says like level 1 plus whatever to get whatever, right underneath that where it says HP, put 0.
Thank you. Next.
Ooh, what do I get?
Yeah, I hadn't been here
as
for a while.
Paladin.
How are you? Welcome back.
Uh,
That's
Hey,
all
double up
saying
again.
hi. They're saying hi.
let me ding first, Nenners. I can't get to it.
Hello.
Hello.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. Don't hurt me.
Yeah, if there's anything anyone else needs in terms of
Dad!
Welcome.
Double up this.
he can't hear you guys. That's amazing.
He can hear us in his heart.
Can you hear them in your heart?
Yes.
Yay!
My heart will go on.
His heart will go on as well. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Nenders, do you need anything else? You have to wait for
I have a slightly cheese question to ask you.
I'm sorry, I knew there was something coming. That's why I was like, we can do something else because I
There's
know
some
that
cheese.
the wheels are going. I know
The wheels are
Let's go.
going. I
What
was,
do you
I was
want?
plotting and scheming
What do you
the whole
want?
time. All right, 2 things.
Yeah.
One, so with artificers, typically you can't enhance a magical weapon.
Correct.
But if it's already a +1, can I just add a little sauce to it? Like I'm not stacking the +1 bonus. I'm adding the
Like
auxiliary.
a flavor thing.
It's not a flavor
but, like,
thing. There's
auxiliary,
actually,
as you're saying,
yeah. It's not
yeah.
an extra +1. But
If it's to his is more than just a +1. If it's
Okay,
to
never
something else, then
you lied to me, kid. You lied to me.
It says they have +1 to bonies. I'm sorry.
That's not the only thing though. What he's referring to is like sometimes you can get like say a greatsword +1, and that's the only bonus you get from it. Yours
no,
does
no, I'm on
extra
that.
stuff. Right, exactly. So and actually for those weapons or whatever it might be,
Yeah,
they
it's
actually
fine if
the
it's
title is just like greatsword +1, but yours has a name and all that other stuff. Yours
forgot
is-
Yeah,
how
don't worry.
good
Let me put it this way. It had a really
Have it.
cool ability I would have used if I wasn't brainwashed.
Yeah.
Well, the next fight,
don't
you're
worry.
gonna be brain clean, so you're just gonna.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Food, where did he get that axe?
I had a story for that, but
But,
you don't know actually. It was just
Let me
gifted to
see
you, but you
what
don't
you
know where
got.
it came from.
Okay.
Make that axe clap.
Make that axe slap.
We got the Anita nod of approval.
Oh.
We're good.
There we go.
What the
Sanctioned. All right.
Bruce, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Am I allowed to change one of the spells I know?
As a paladin, every long rest you get to swap spells. So yes, as long as it's on your paladin list, you can adjust. Yeah,
Yeah, technically, you know all of the spells. You just choose which ones you have
Technically-
ready.
exactly. Technically, you know all the paladin spells. So if you don't have a comprehensive list, I will also mention like for that, if you're not done by like right now, don't worry. You can probably do it in between this week and next, and you'll still be okay. Unless I don't know, you guys run outside and kick something in the teeth immediately. You should not. You should not need to have your spells immediately ready. So don't worry
Okay.
too much, but know that you have that flexibility.
All right, and one more question about the Charactermancer. It I can't seem to change spells in the Charactermancer.
No, you shouldn't be able to. They're just going to let you know like how many you can have prepared. But otherwise you have to do all the spell stuff outside of it. Hey, not bad. All right.
that was
All of us got a double-digit level up.
We did, yeah.
that's
Okay.
Double-digit
I am at
hit
80
point for this
congratulating you.
level up.
I'm at
This
87 health right
demon
now.
lord is not going to know what hit him.
I'm hyped. That was incredible for all of you.
Okay.
Great.
Wait, can I use that now?
Can use one now.
Hold on. Okay. Bert, you don't have any gloves, do you?
I don't think so.
That might change.
You gonna get some gloves, buddy?
Oh,
The boy's hooking you up.
it's like when we started doing PoE. Okay.
Yeah.
Some
alright.
Poe. Some Edgar Allan
Any-
Poe.
Buddy needs anything else from
No, he
me.
gave me a cool ass wand in the game.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, yeah. That one, I was like, in this game, what are you talking about? Yeah. If anyone needs anything else from me, I'm here. If not, then as I mentioned, if there are things that you like, will probably need extended time for, you should be fine to figure that out by next Monday. So don't worry too much. But yes, what's up?
I'm making a lantern of revealing.
Okay.
So we're adding that, and
Keep
I'm
that.
this close to JB welding it to your axe. Because I think that would be
Sorry,
dope.
what?
Oh
I was sitting here like, I don't know what spell to pick. Yes, I do.
Bring the light of illumination to you.
I did not have that issue, Joe. I did not have that issue.
No.
We're also
but-
gonna have to go shopping.
I forgot
Yeah,
how
No
dope
thinking
level
over
7
here.
is.
No spells.
Because level 7, I get another conclave feature, and level 7 Hunter Ranger gets to go, what's that? You're hitting me twice on this turn? Well, the second attack, my AC is much higher, so suck it, nerd.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I forgot. Yeah, I feel like all of this is just preparing all of you guys some more, and I'm excited for it. To be quite honest,
Kibbles and
that's the
bits.
point.
The
Gibbles and
I
bits.
might be able to help you next time.
For some reason, I read that as Flash of Giant.
God, that is dope. Hit me once, AC 18. Hit me twice, AC 22. Get ready.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I love it.
Because I'm all dodgy now, because I've been fighting swarms and rats and biting peoples.
People.
All right, well, that'll
alright.
do it.
Just because I want to make sure I get through this before we depart for the night. Obviously, you guys have time to get the rest of your things together. No rush on that. But saying that long rests were had in your various locations, each of you kind of knowing to meet up at Mukami's first, even though Merc kind of left before that. But I'm just gonna, through the magic of storytelling, say that you guys know to meet up. I will say that Karen did get to see Kenneth right before leaving, as he did manage to leave work early and kind of wish you well and gave you like his best wishes and like just also nervousness. But in general, you have his sort of blessing to go. And I would actually give me an insight check as your at advantage because he's your husband. So just to see how what you're reading from that situation. Is Beans cold?
Oh boy. I'm good at insight. Let
Your
me
insight's great, if I remember
click the
correctly.
advantage toggle because I'll
Mhm.
forget. And
Let's go.
come on.
You can do it, roll 20. We believe in you.
But you're not doing the thing. Oh my goodness.
But do you believe in
I'm
life
gonna
after love?
roll 1d20.
I think I heard somebody say.
Because
keep being
I saw
stupid.
her face and now I'm a believer. There we go. I was just
Oh, there it
saying
goes.
shit to fill
Oh my
the time.
god. Oh my god, that really freaking
Not
lagged
this.
out. Oh my
Okay,
goodness. Look,
here we are.
look how many
Okay.
times you pressed it. Oh no.
There all of them go. The first
All
one
of
was a
them.
13 twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 5 twice, unfortunately. Okay.
Pressed
So
it
Do you
so
still
many
have? Are
times.
you one of the peoples with
Um,
inspiration?
That's the 13. Rolled 2 5s.
Was she? I think
10
is,
feet.
right?
No, I
No,
no,
she's
I
not.
wasn't.
Vogley, Kit, and Joe are the inspiration.
That's right. I'm
Sorry.
I
sorry.
mean, we're
You're
clearly.
Do not apologize. Hey, okay.
Oh, I forgot to
better
vote.
We're ending for the night.
Are we
No, we're
going
not
this
voting
one?
yet. We're not voting. We're not voting. Nobody rules. We had a little bit of confusion. Don't worry. The inspiration holders were just getting their inspirations out because they were fairly certain this is the last.
Oh,
roll
were
for the
y'all
night.
like using
So-
your inspiration
Yeah, we
to
both
They
said
sure
first
are.
my
scene.
insight roll on my husband?
You now rolled a
I
28.
mean, it expires tonight, so
Wild. How do y'all help me get insight into my husband? That's hilarious.
you feel
I
the
have no
spirit of birth.
idea.
Yeah,
Um,
I just look into my husband's eyes and I think about Bert and I think about
Oh my god.
just tell
You
me
You
what I
think
got.
about Bert like a
You-
little
you're
bit.
the other tall people you've been dealing with.
Oh.
You're thinking of the other tall men you've been interacting with. But as he's sort of saying this goodbye to you and is kind of like holding you tight, you can see that he's sort of holding back tears a little bit. And in his mind, there's still fear there, but he still genuinely wants you to save the city. But you kind of clock that as he tells you to go. And then he kind of heads back. But with everybody converging at Mukami's trinkets, she kind of seems
coming
to
back
be
to you
very
tonight. I promise.
kind of nods in your direction and see that you do. We'll make your favorite dinner tonight. And just kind of after
Ooh.
that turns to leave as quickly as he can to probably bury himself at work. But with all of you making it, oh no, we lost Anita.
Oh,
Everybody made it, but Anita left. Oh dear. Pardon us.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anita died a long time
My
ago.
cat.
It's dark.
Yeah, very.
Oh,
Yeah,
no. Let's see if she can hop back in. Because I obviously do
It's
not
not
want
better
to.
than my. It's not better than healing word.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I'm
Me
gonna give her a little bit
me
of time.
chewing on stream with the. Oh God, disgusting.
I
What'd you
think I'm gonna
I was
do.
chewing on stream.
Yep.
You're not on stream, if that's what you're asking.
For a second, I was.
Oh, well, like when I was shifting things, yeah, when she left
No
for a
problem. No
moment.
problem.
Okay, there she is. Hey! there she
Hey,
is.
welcome back.
Oh, welcome back.
We love you.
He's okay. You cannot be heard.
You're muted,
You're
unfortunately,
muted.
because
Muted.
it brings you in muted.
I am so sorry, y'all. We making it work. Hi.
Welcome back.
Well, we
We're
all were
Mukamis.
personally offended.
Of course we are. Everyone here. Yes.
What?
Do not worry.
It goes
All
without
good.
saying.
Okay, so everybody makes it to Mukami's trinkets. She seems very busy, has been running around, but on the table you can see a number of things sort of laid out in front of her. And as you guys come in, that is you hype right now. But as you're all kind of like filtering in, you see her looking up. She looks like even though it was kind of like the whole daytime, she probably hasn't really been conducting business right now. She's been very much busy getting a few things together. You can see that the door has been sort of hastily repaired. It is not fully repaired by any means, but that broken hinge is kind of gonna last as long as it will until she replaces it. But with all of you in the room, she's okay. So first of all, for those of you that I didn't get to speak with last night, I just want to thank you once again for everything. And I'm sorry I wound up sending you against a demon lord. I didn't know that was. I'm sorry, but also thank you. And also, I talked to some friends, and I'm gonna try and make sure that everyone will be okay. So first of all, and she kind of like pushes a few red bottles forward on the table. So we have one for each person here. I spoke to Kadugu, and like I said, she owes me a few things, and we work together all the time. So each of you can have one of these, and all of you recognize them as various, well, not various. They're all the same level potion of healing, but they all seem to be greater potions of healing. So you guys are pushed 5 greater potions of healing in your direction. And then after that, you see her kind of looking over some of the items in front of her. And you can see that there's a few like folded, it looks like clothing of some kind, and others kind of look like maybe smaller or like thinner weapons of some kind as well. But she starts going through them. Okay, so I was worried. I wanted to make sure you guys are okay. So this one, you can give it to whoever you want, I guess. And she kind of like unravels something and holds it up, and you can see that it seems to be a semi-translucent looking cloak of some kind. But as she holds it up, this one, it kind of helps you keep your friends alive. If they're near you, you can reduce the damage they take and also help them get up. Hopefully they don't, but in case they fall. So this is one. This is that she told me. Hold on. She kind of like lifts up a label that's on the back of it. The cloak of the boundless spirit. So this also, we're borrowing this. I can't let you keep it, but you can borrow it. So for whoever wants this, and she puts that down and kind of goes to the very next thing, which seems to be 2 pairs of gloves that are kind of black, and you can see that there seems to be very detailed stitching that seems to kind of make out a pattern. And as she's holding them up, you can kind of make out that the pattern on the top of the hand seem to be skulls. But she holds these up and looks directly at Karen. These, she looks at the label on the back of it, gloves of soul caching. These are for you. So the idea is when you hit someone, you can either do more damage or you can help yourself a little bit. So this is for you. These are special, but I hope they help. And a few more things here. And she pulls up another pair of gloves. These are kind of bluish looking, and they look like they're fingerless gloves, but they kind of trail off into sort of silvers and golds as well. This, I guess, is just to, again, I'm really scared for you guys, keep you alive. I think they're healing gloves or something. So basically, if you get healed or whatever, if you take a potion or something, heals you a little bit more. Or whatever. Good for heals and stuff. And she slowly puts that one down as well. And she kind of looks over the group again. So this can change, I think. That's what she told me, at least. And she pulls up what looks to be, at first it looks like it's just sort of like a long shaft wrapped in some kind of like bandage of some kind. But she kind of unwraps the top and you see that the edge of this, what might be a bolt or an arrow from what you can see, seems to kind of be glowing a pale, like bluish light and seems slightly translucent. So this is kind of the opposite of what you're used to, I'm sure. When you shoot people with these, they heal instead. So I have 2 of these.
Yes, Merp should get that, and also the blue gloves.
She hands you 2 arrows of healing.
Those please tell me they'll get attuned capped so hilariously high.
It's not attunement. No. Okay. I am so hilariously attuned capped. I can't even. Don't give it to me. And then the last thing you see, she kind of moves over what looks to be a ring. But seems to be sort of, it looks like it's braided leather almost, and it looks relatively plain until as she's holding it up, you can see that of the 3 leather threads that are braided together, one seems to be sort of a regular dull color, while one seems to have a reddish color, and the other seems to have a bluish color. So as she's sort of holding this up for everyone. So the cool thing about this, actually, we made this together. It's a contingency band is what she called it, I think. So we soak this in potions, and when you get hit or something, you can use a potion if you want it. So we have one regular potion of healing in there, and then we have another one that should probably help you in the heat of combat, I guess. I'm scared. I don't want you guys to die. So she like puts that down and pushes it forward as well. And I will show all of you guys all the things that she has given you, so you can take some time to kind of like divvy them up if you would like. So one by one, I'm gonna like let you guys see some of these things.
Pretty.
But
It has a snack on it.
it kind of does. But as you guys are starting to look through these, I'm going to ask for the votes for tonight so that we can start kind of wrapping up at a good time. And then you guys can have a little bit of time to plan for next Monday. And then you're ready to go. So when you can, go ahead and give me your votes, please.
In addition to all of those, since I rolled
Yes.
double 4s, I burned 2 spell slots, and you guys each get a potion of boldness.
Ooh.
So you roll a d4 and you
Ooh.
keep that number for the next minute, and you add it to attack rolls, saving throws, for combatos.
Let's go.
Combate.
Dang.
Let's go. All right.
Potion of boldness. Potion of boldness.
So many potions. Everybody gets a potion.
How-
You get
how
a potion.
how
You get a
How does drinking a potion work during battle?
Bonus
bonus
action.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Or you
So
can pre
rage, attack, next turn, bonus action, take, potion, and then hit again. Okay. Okay. The plan is coming together. The question is, would Burt be smart enough to do that?
Drink a potion?
Yes.
You know what a potion is. You're not that dumb.
I wish.
Also, for those of you, I mean, most people know, but just so you know, greater healing is the 4d8 plus 4. So, just so you guys.
Even though it
know.
says 4d4 plus 4?
Don't point
I
it
said
out.
8, didn't I? 4d4.
You did. That was
Yes.
48. That was
Yeah.
48.
I said d8 because I was looking at something else. It's
been said.
44.
It's official. It's on the internet forever.
Yeah. We have proof now. We got proof.
Yeah, it's
It is on the
recorded.
internet forever. God
Is
dang
there
it.
also a cloak of some kind? I'm looking at the other items.
Yes.
Cloak or
Did
a
it not
cape
get
or a
shared?
thing? I didn't see it, but
Yeah, it's a cloak of boundless spirit. I'm gonna share it again.
Look at
Hopefully
that.
It shows for you. Okay.
that's sheer.
Yeah, it's a little sheer. You're not gonna cover too much with that. Nenners, I need your vote, and Kit, I need your vote.
Huh.
Please and thank you. Get you guys ready? Oh, actually, I should double check that.
I mean, clearly the cloak has to go to Helkatla. Just look at it.
It's silver with you too.
I was actually going to say that maybe Noel could use this, but just saving throw. But then again, she did get knocked almost to like 9 hit points. Okay.
You guys are rotating this.
I mean, I'm barely even reading it. I'm just looking at it
Nah.
visually.
I haven't taken time to look at the stats yet. I'm just staring at the way it looks, and I'm staring at the way you look, and it looks right. But with the votes in and tallied, congratulations to Anita and Nenners. The two of you will hold inspiration for.
Don't give me a straight time roll 2.
That was my thought. You're gonna make the man roll a 1 here.
It'll be fine. Don't worry. But I will also say you guys obviously have like the week and such to get ready. Because we are hopping into this fight with the Demon Lord next week. So get whatever you need to get, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be very, very exciting. So from here, I will just take a moment to kind of like shout some things out, I guess. The first is Anita is going to be live on Girls Run These Worlds this Thursday. So
Hell yeah.
you can check them out because not only is that channel dope, but she's dope. So go check it out. Give some support while you're there. We will be back Friday, and then I also believe we're kind of doing a two-parter, but we'll see. Nenders is going to finish his one shot, which is now a 3-shot.
I mean, it's not my fault. They discussed whether or not they should take a short rest for an hour.
It's your fault.
That's not on me.
You were making fun of me for a 5.5-hour one shot. Yours is on 9 hours, and you're not done yet.
That was
Nenders.
your second one. That was your second one shot. That's my first one. My second one's
That
gonna be
wasn't
so
my
good.
second one
It's
shot.
my
Nenders.
second.
It's gonna
Anyway.
have a 4-minute mystery and a
What-
fight immediately after.
What are you referring to? We're going to start and finish the one shot on Friday.
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh, right. We just started it in the middle of combat.
There was a prequel. We established some story so people
Remember,
wouldn't get
boys,
lost.
I have your word. What to say? Otherwise, you lose your inspiration. So we finished as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, some shenanigans happening here and there, but we will be back. So Thursday is Anita's. Friday we should be back. Saturday, I believe we'll be back as well. But as Vogley has correctly mentioned, we're gonna go raid somebody. So I'm gonna go look around for anything. But if anybody has a recommendation,
Again, I
let me
just look
know.
at what it says. Not only is Sensei Suplex playing again, but how Reroll is playing, and I love wordplay.
how
How Reroll.
I didn't want to say it because I was like, I feel like I'm going to mess it up, and that makes me feel real embarrassed, and that's all right. I don't see them. Hold on.
Hey, is
Oh, there it
is
is.
oh my god, my brain is just fell out of my head. Anita, your character, is her bat magic?
It is not.
Would she like
It
it
is
to be?
a regular softball bat.
Would you like it to be?
I would love a magic weapon for
We can work that out.
the Demon Lord fight. Thank
That's probably smart.
you,
Yeah.
Nenners. Like,
You're level
I was
7 now. Don't
I was
your
trying not to
shit
say
count as
something. I
magical?
was trying not to say nothing because, like, Karen wouldn't know nothing about no magic. Karen wouldn't ask for magic to be done to her stuff. But, oh, thank you, Nenners. Thank you.
I got
Can
you.
can
Ooh,
Merp
we
make
love
it
Merp.
so that
Merp
whenever
stands
she
in this
hits
household.
something, it makes that sound just like baseball bats do when they hit the ball?
Oh, like one of the.
Just like the
I want one of
perfect
those,
paying
like,
off an aluminum bat.
I was gonna say the wooden ones where like you just hit a home run in a video game, you know, like crack.
Guys,
Oh,
I love
yeah,
it.
that crack.
We're gonna head over. We're gonna be raiding. We are raiding goblets and warlocks just because I saw that their numbers were a little lower than the others. So I'm trying to keep the numbers high for some of these folks. So we're gonna head over and raid. Once again, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you later in this week. Bye.
Hey, yo.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I'm thinking, or better yet, like a